Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. We're gonna talk about Saints Row. No, not the good Saints Row. We're gonna talk about the reboot of Saints Row and how much money it cost Embracer Group. Over $100 million in losses. $100 million in losses for this ill-conceived critical bomb, financial bomb. Yeah, I can't believe that people thought this was actually going to do well, right? So this is Saints Row, right? This is Saints Row, right? This is what you think of? Yeah, and then we had this. Like, what is up with this guy? What is up with this guy? This is like the freaking Sims. And it lost a lot of money. It lost a lot of money. So we're going to talk about that. The future of the franchise in jeopardy, of course. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 294, almost 295,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Almost 300,000 subs. Please subscribe for more content. We've been talking more about the gaming industry lately because there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in video games. Geeky is sitting this one out. She has never played Saints Row. I don't think she cares about this, but yeah, I'm not surprised at all. I know when Squid King first showed me images of the new Saints Row, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Like, this looks like the freaking Sims. This doesn't look like Saints Row. And it didn't do very well. Can't say I played the new game, newer, I guess it was 2021. Didn't play it, but a lot of people didn't like it, and it wound up on clearance almost immediately, if I remember correctly. But now we're finding out that, yeah, it cost Embracer Group almost $100 million. And then Embracer Group, ironically enough, which owns Limited Run Games, man, it seems like they keep wanting to double down on this stuff, right? Because they fired their community manager because she was all into Hogwarts Legacy. She was excited about Hogwarts Legacy. So they fired her because she followed the wrong accounts. They made a kinder, gentler Saints Row with a cast of Tumblr fanfic characters. It didn't do very well. And now the whole franchise might be dead. This is coming from Game Ranks. Game Ranks, Saints Row reboot led to major losses for Embracer. The game industry isn't what it used to be in its early generation. On some levels, that's fine. With each generation, we get new technology to improve games. That's debatable. We also get new looks at what gamers like. Is this written by AI? New ideas for genres to keep them fresh. Blah, 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 blah. Take a risk, make subpar things. Yeah, it's not how things work. That's why Saints Row cost the Embracer Group a ton of money. According to Twitter, an insider states the game cost over $100 million, and that because of its underperformance, the Embrace Group, is this written by AI? No, AI actually can spell. The Embracer Group lost money across PC and console sales. Of course, it's never fair to blame one game for a company's underperformance, but in this case, it's easy to point the finger at it versus other titles. The other games that Embracer Group released last year did well in sales, but not this one. Not this one. Let's take a look at this. Let's go check this out. LOL LMAO. $100 million in Saints Row still came out as an unfinished mess with nothing to offer at all. Saints Row reboot was $100 million. No effing way, bro. This has got to be some money laundering scheme. There's no way that piece of shit cost $100 million. No effing way they spent $100 million on Saints Row. Saints Row was $100 million. Generally wondering where the money went. Apparently, people said it's not obvious, but you have to dig into it. And yeah, it is. It was a $100 million game. $100 million. They couldn't get some competent writers. Bro, where was the $100 million even? No effing way. No effing way. Saints Row cost how much? Hope that marketing exec enjoyed sniffing $100 million worth of cocaine. About a week after its release, it dropped to 30 pounds at Tesco and stayed there for months. Good luck with that. This can't be right. Struggling to understand how $100 million was spent on Saints Row. I'm just not seeing it. I hope that flop doesn't dissuade Embracer from their current give the gamers what they want strategy. No, I don't think Embracer has a give the gamers what they want strategy. Again, you know, we saw what happened with Limited Run Games. We saw that they fired somebody, and apparently it came down from on high. Somebody up the food chain at Embracer Group came down from on high that that person had to get gone because they were showing support for Hogwarts Legacy. And then we have the Saints Row reboot, which looks like a freaking Tumblr shit show, right? I refuse to believe they spent that much on it. Seems like the hot new trend is to rush out and say your game bombed, actually did fine, and then admit you lost your ass when the financials come out. This happened with Marvel too. The Marvel superheroes game, the one with Ms. Marvel. Everybody's like, oh, this game's doing so good, guys, doing so good. It's a great game, amazing game, amazing game. Oh yeah, everything's fine. And then it was obvious that nobody was playing the game. People were looking at the numbers on Steam. They're like, nobody's playing this game. And then it finally came out. Square's like, yeah, we lost a ton of money on this game. There's got to be some fraud involved. Did they make it bad on purpose to write it off? This is what happens when you have bad leadership. Yeah, so it lost a ton of money. Now the franchise is in jeopardy, according to GameRant. Saints Row franchise in jeopardy. A report suggests the future of Saints Row is in jeopardy after the critical and commercial failure of 2022's Reboot. Rumors suggest that the future of the Saints Row franchise is in jeopardy. It had a rocky few years, and it seems that it may finally have caught up to Volition's open world games. Saints Row franchise initially emerged as a competitor to Grand Theft Auto. Again, this is how it started. And this is how it's going. With every subsequent release, Saints Row turned up the crazy, with each game moving further and further away from reality. However, this did allow the series to carve out its own niche. But then, yeah, they dropped this thing here. The news that Saints Row may be put to rest comes after the Saints Row reboot flopped both commercially and critically. Fans criticized the dated graphics. What? Because it looks like it's 2016. Poor mechanics and even worse writing as particular flaws that led to it being an unpleasant experience for players. Before the reboot, the last game in the series was Saints Row Gat Out of Hell in 2015. Again, this was not well received by critics. But for the most part, the early games, well, this is which one's this? Yeah, it's PS5 one. It's not 2.9 user score compared to the original for Xbox 360, 7.6 and 81. And Metascore back before people review bombed stuff. It would appear the trouble of the Saints Row reboot have changed how IP owner Embracer is greenlighting games going forward. In their Q3 2022 financial report released a couple of days ago, the company revealed the underwhelming performance of console and PC titles has meant a change in approach, and each project has to earn its right to exist. They put that in quotes, leaving a huge question mark over the future of Saints Row. It would be a shame to see the series disappear, as Grand Theft Auto needs a viable competitor. I don't know how 6 is going to be. I think looks like it's going to be more of this, I think. But anyway, even a month after release, Saints Row was outsold by a decade-old Grand Theft Auto 5. God, that's pathetic. It was only a few months ago the debate raged as to whether or not the Saints Row reboot would receive DLC. There's no purpose. There's no point. Why? Why would you throw good money after bad? So it's dead in the water, guys. There it is. It shouldn't surprise anybody. It looked like trash and played like trash, apparently, and it is trash. And now they're going to throw it in the trash at Embracer. So we'll see what happens. Every game has to earn its right to exist. That's a very interesting choice of words there. I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.